Hey everyone, this is Don with My Crypto Playground, and I'm really excited for our show today. We are going to start doing showcasing NFT projects on the Songbird Network, and I am thrilled and excited to have as my first guest the head Sparktan / Songbird Network legend Nebuchadnezzar on our show today, and he's going to help answer some questions and talk a little bit more about the Sparktans project and Sparkcoin. And so, Nebuchadnezzar, welcome to the show.
Hi, Don. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and for taking the time out for us. So I really appreciate it, and it's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you. You know, I'm calling the show like it's a radio show or something, but thank you for joining me on the video. So, look, man, I know I've been following you on crypto Twitter for almost a year, ever since pretty much I started with the Songbird Network. And when I started getting into Twitter, and you're the one that kept on popping up, and you kept on really pumping up and really positive about Songbird Network, as you know, for us that have been here for so long. You know, it's been kind of a long ride down. And so now it's kind of nice to be excited about upcoming Flare airdrop and also excited about new projects such as yours. So can you tell us a little bit more about what the Sparktans project is about, and also kind of like what made you want to get it started?
Awesome. Well, I'm grateful to see that you've been around for such a long time, because, like I said, to be that early with Songbird, there wasn't much going on back then. And as you know, the price did keep dipping down. It wasn't the most exciting part during that time. So, but over the months and year, we started to see Songbird, more projects jumping on board, more interesting things coming on board, and more collaborations and partnerships. And from what I can see now is there's a lot of new faces, new PFP faces joining our Songbird Network and spreading the word, which is quite positive to see, especially at where the price is currently now. Although I'm not really a person to worry about price too much, I'm obviously more focused on the tech. Price does matter as well, but to see at the current price and so much interest starting to pop up and get generated in Songbird Network / Flare, it's very, very exciting to see. So I'm really glad about that. In terms of our project, so Spark / Sparktans, this idea was an inspiration that came to me through one of our highly respected community legends, John from Flare Community. I think some of our listeners already have heard, the story about the how and why. But for anyone who hasn't heard the stories, John is one of those big heart, tippers in our Flare community, Flare networks / Songbird, and I'd see him tipping every day. Giving away CSC, giving away ribbons. And, just with such a big heart of his, spreading the love. And it just came to my mind one day when I received a tip from him one day, because I did reshare something of his and I ended up being a winner. And it was a very challenging thing to claim that tip for myself, because I wasn't the best at operating a Zum wallet and that sort of stuff. So I did find it a little bit challenging. And then moving forward from there, I think it was a few months after that, I kept on seeing him tweeting about tips, that a spark came in my mind about, hey, why doesn't anyone create a tipping platform on the Songbird Network / Flare? Why are we tipping, although there's nothing wrong with tipping other tokens from other networks, no problem, but why can't we do something on ours? And that's where the idea kept on, came in my mind and sort of snowballed from there to where we are today. So, John, if you're listening, major respect to you, major love your way for helping me come up with this inspiration. And that's where we are today, I believe. In all honesty, the idea wasn't supposed to be where we like this big. It was just meant to be like a tipping. I was going to create a tip bot, and that was it. I didn't plan on creating an NFT collection and having all this sort of stuff, bells and whistles. But after weeks and months went by, I saw the potential of where we could take Spark, and the tip was only the way I feel with Spark is the tip is only the icing on the cake. There's a lot more we have planned behind the scenes. So that's why we decided to make it bigger than just a tip and release an NFT collection called the Sparktans to help, obviously raise some funds. But at the same time, most importantly, one of the main reasons we created the Sparktans was to bring the community together. So I think this was a good excuse, a good reason to encourage people to look at the art and go, hey, this is a cool piece of art. Let me mint one, not only to support Neb, but actually think this art is actually pretty cool, and be proud of it, to own it and to use it as a PFP if they like. Or we've heard a lot of people talk about, I want to get this printed and put in my office desk or on my wall. So I really feel honored that some people have given me that feedback that they want to print it. But that's where we are today. That was one of the reasons we got inspired for it. And that's how it's so special to us, because there isn't such thing at the moment on this network, on the Songbird/Flare network. And one of the main reasons why you asked me what made me come up with the idea is that I didn't want to create something that was like competitive with other people. So we didn't want to come up with another DEX or another NFT project that's conflicting with another project that's doing a similar thing. So we thought, hang on, what can we come up with that's fresh, that's exciting, that can contribute to the success of the network, and that can bring the community closer together. And that's where I think the formula was quite successful for us, where we think it ticks all those main boxes for us.
Well, I tell you what, this is actually such a great concept because, look, my background is I've been a bartender for over 20 years, and I lived on tips. And you know what? It's kind of, tips always kind of encourage you to do better. And, like I said, I think this is a great way, from looking at the information on the website, basically is to tip content creators, correct? Or people that are putting out great content. And I know it's hard sometimes because you want to give people, send them something for their efforts, but then they won't give you their Songbird address. And I know that happens quite a bit. Is that pretty much how you see this being used by everyday people?
Exactly. I believe that there is a use for every individual. So let's just say from your example, I love your work, right? I love what you share. I love how you're part of our community. And I want to be able to tip you as an example for the effort that you put in. At the moment, it's a little bit challenging. I mean, I can see that you've got your URL, which is from, I think, Songbird Domains. Love those guys. Made a shout out to them. We really support them and endorse them as well. Not everyone has that at the moment. And then some people, like you said, some people put out great content, but they can't, there's no way to tip them. And it's annoying asking for their wallet all the time. And some of them are too shy to give it. One example that we've got Annie, I wanted to send her a tip and she's like, no, Neb, I'm not going to give you my SGB address. So we want to be able to reward people, content creators, or even vice versa. So let's say a content creator has a really good fan base and, they're always liking and sharing their stuff. For example, My Crypto Playground is getting shared a lot by people in your community. You want to be able to give back to them as well. So it goes both ways for content creators and for people that are the general public that are sharing your content as well.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. And I'm really excited about how this is going to really take off in the different use cases by everybody else, especially on Songbird and then on Flare. So now let's talk about these NFTs. So let me go switch. So the Spark token. So tell us a little bit more. So for everybody who's kind of new to the Songbird Network, where did the Spark token, where the inspiration for that come from?
That part was a little bit cheeky from my side. I'm not I'm not one of those troublemakers, but I am cheeky when it comes to I am a memer. I like to have fun. Most of 99% of my content is like just clowning around, having a bit of fun. I'm sure people out there don't take me that seriously. I never post anything about charts or crypto or prices or anything like that. Just a bit of light-hearted fun for our community. So the way that Spark came about was obviously when Hugo and Flair team decided to drop the name Spark from the token name, and they decided to call it Flair, and the handle being FLR. I think that was a very wise decision, because I was confused myself as to why would you call something Spark and then have the handle FLR, which could be a little bit confusing. So props to whoever decided to drop the name. However, the negative part of that, where I saw, was by dropping the name, they had a lot of our community, the OGs, had a lot of attachment to the Spark name and the Sparktan name, because they had developed some sort of community base around it, right? So I was I wouldn't say gutted, but I was affected, in saying, oh, man, we worked so hard to get that name, now that's gone, now we've got Flair. But at the same time, it's a positive thing, because Flair FLR makes a lot more sense. But what do we do with Spark? So at that time, I didn't have the idea for the tipping platform, but I did want to take that name, because I'm like, hey, I'll take that name, I'll use that name, and I will build something, right? I don't know what I'm going to build, but I'll build something. So that's why I hold that name very closely to me. I value that name, the Spark name, because I think it has history with Flair, and that's how I view it, as like Sparktans were like warriors. That these people have been through really tough times of seeing Songbird take massive hits, seeing people give so much negativity towards Flair for whatever the reasons may have been, for reasons for why the TD is being taken in January. So we've been through thick and thin as members of the Flair community. So I thought, what better way is to call ourselves like warriors, come up with a collection that's like, a lot of imperfections. If you look at our collection, you'll see scars, you'll see like imperfections on the NFTs. These guys have been through a lot, and it's just a reflection of our Sparktans, to show that we're still here. We've come back with strength and might, and we'll be here to support the Flair community moving forward, for days, months, and years to come. And, we love Flair. So I hope that the community, our community, sees that message through what we've designed, being rough-looking warriors, and that's where we are today with that 11,111 collection. I did create that collection for a particular reason. I could have made a way smaller collection and charged a higher amount, but what we wanted to do is make the entry point very easy for our community to participate. So we decided to make the collection at a lower entry point, but a larger collection, so that way everyone has a chance to have a bite at the pie.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So did you have any issue with Hugo, the Flair team, calling it Spark Token?
I thought so. So that's what I thought initially. So very good question. I thought, man, Hugo's going to kick my butt. He's going to be pissed. He comes across as a very straight shooter, genuine guy. And I thought maybe he's going to have the wrong impression about, Spark, and this could backfire completely. But I decided to take that risk, because I thought, I'm trying to not manipulate the community. I'm not trying to do something that's against the community with, fooling people. I'm trying to educate the community that this is totally different to Flair. We're not doing a Spark token airdrop where we're going to drop it to SGB holders or having the SGB wallet. It's specifically to NFT holders. So I didn't see any harm in that, and I didn't get any backlash from anyone in Flair. So I didn't get approached by anyone saying, look, this is not a good idea. I did get a few backlash, very minor, from just some community members, very minor. But I noticed recently they had changed their tone. So they've changed their mind, and they actually think it's a great concept. And they've DM'd me as well. Shout out to those people that have changed their mind and shown me some love. But yeah, nobody in Flare community has approached me saying that that's a bad idea. But I also did, out of respect to Hugo, I did reach out to him and share my idea with him as well. So just out of respect for that.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy it all worked out. So I'm just going to jump around back and forth here. I know you talked about the number of number of NFTs that you're having. So it's 11,111 NFTs that can be minted. So just off the top of my head, like what happens to do you do an airdrop after all NFTs have been minted, or is there like a time that you cut off, and in case not enough NFTs get minted over a certain amount of time?
Okay, so we do have a timeline, right? We want to work with. We don't want this to drag out forever and then just keep the holders holding on. Although it's not going to matter, obviously we did tell everyone the airdrop is happening in Q1. Could be anywhere in Q1, right? The tipping platform is launching in Q1 as well. So look, although we've put a 33-day minting cycle, as we get closer to the end, we might reach out to our community, we might discuss, or I might make a decision myself. But for now, we're pretty firm with having a 33-day timeline for the mint. However, that could be changed. So it's not concrete. It depends as well. But keeping into consideration that I don't want this project to be dragged out. So I'm very mindful of where we're going to be at with the tipping platform, where we're going to be at with the DEX that we're going to launch on. As long as it doesn't impact that, as long as it doesn't drag that out, if the mint does take a little bit longer, I'm happy with that, as long as the other part, which is the most important things, don't get affected. So personally, I do want to stay strict with the 33 days, but I can make a decision to stretch it out if I have to, if there's a valid reason for me to do so.
Okay, very nice. So I know I'm looking at the timeline right now. I know you can't see what I'm showing on the video, but I'm looking at the timeline, and I know it says that you were saying that the airdrop sometime Q1 in 2023. On the milestones here, Sparktan DAO also that same time, DEX partnerships. So the Spark Tip Bot, I think V1 is going to come out also in Q1. How are you looking in terms of like the development time, everything? That's still looking pretty good for you?
We are, without sounding overconfident in ourselves, in the most modest way, so far we are looking very good. Like with projects, we don't like to promise things and dates because people do hold you accountable. I don't blame them for holding us accountable. That's why we've mentioned it's in Q1. From what I can see so far, it's not going to happen early Q1, just to put it out there for people. So don't expect in January 1 to go, hey, where's the tip bot and what's happening? We don't expect that. That's not the intention, because at the end of the day, we want to build something of quality, and we don't want to cut any corners in doing so just because of the sake of, we want to be getting it out as quick as possible. So definitely it will be happening in Q1. So far with what we're currently building in the background with our developers, they are very confident with what they're building in the background, all the research and where they're at with it at the moment. So that's the best I could say with the date-wise, but we are confident it is going to happen in Q1.
So kind of talking about the number of NFTs, let's talk about tokenomics for a little bit. It's a 1 billion total supply with 500 million being airdropped to the Songbird Network. And then that's if all 11,111 get minted. And so just on the off chance that you don't finish out the mint, will there still be 500 million being distributed and airdropped, or will that kind of also be prorated as well?
Yeah, so you're asking a very important question, right? Something that we are currently working on in the background in relation to the tokenomics, in relation to being fair as well, but and keeping in mind, so there's a lot of variables in this, right? keeping in mind if we, for example, airdrop 500 million to existing NFT holders, which at the moment we're sitting at about, on this call, we're sitting at about, I think, 2,500 has been minted so far. That would be very dangerous to do. Obviously, putting too much in the hands of too little could be a very negative result in that. So we're taking a lot of things into consideration. We're talking with our tokenomics team as well about all the scenarios that could play out. So we do have some solutions that we're working on, which we will be releasing that information in the next week or so. So we're just going through some final polishing with this proposals, and but we do have a solution, just to reassure you, for whatever doesn't get minted out on the NFT side, and also a solution for whatever doesn't get airdropped as well. What happens with that? So all those questions will be answered in the upcoming, I believe, in the upcoming week or so, which will impact the NFT holders. I'm just letting you know now, not in a negative way. So I think it's a positive news, but like I said, we're thinking about our community, putting them at the top of our mind, but at the same time, our goal is to have the collection out there, because this is a very special collection. It will devalue, I believe it will devalue the collection if we don't have the whole collection out there for the public, because it's at 11,111. So it's a very special number. It's a special collection. So we're just trying to keep everything in mind, tick all the boxes, and make sure we create a win-win situation for everyone.
Okay, thank you. And then another question, just off the top, as I'm looking at everything here, what's the story behind like all the repeating numbers? 33-day mint, 33,333 points, the number of NFTs, the bonus points for all the Zeus NFTs. What's the story behind just all the repeating numbers?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I believe people that know numbers and numerology know that there's a significance behind numbers and special numbers, and a lot of people have their own special numbers. So I thought, this project is very close to us at heart, and also the numerology behind that, I think it does create a bit of uniqueness to the project, as well as meaning, giving some meaning to the project too. So each, either it's the 1111s or the 11,101, the 222s, each number, I believe, has some special meaning to someone out there. And I've noticed even with minting, they're like, oh, please keep 222 aside for me. And then someone's like, please keep 1111. I hope I get that one. So we just tried to add a bit more, I guess, interest to the NFTs themselves. And, that meaning could mean something to each individual. We don't like to elaborate too much on it, but it is very special to us, those numbers.
Okay, so what I'm actually, the next question, or I'm just going to talk a little bit here. So each NFT is going to have 33,333 points, correct?
That's correct. So each NFT will have an airdrop link to it. So no one's going to miss out by minting a particular one or not another one. That's the minimum.
Okay, and then if they happen to mint any of the Zeus, special Zeus NFTs that has the, the cloud background, right? Then those
Correct,
are the ones,
yeah.
right? Those are the ones that get bonus points up from 55,555 all the way to over 1 million, depending on it. And then there's also varying numbers of these NFTs. I'm showing it right now on it. And so what was kind of like what was the inspiration for that, like giving all these bonus points for these NFTs?
Good question. So with that, I believe having the bonus points creates a bit more excitement to the project, and especially being Sparktans and having a Zeus, it just fits the story perfectly. what we're trying to send, the message that we're trying to send, adds a bit more fun to it. And when people I've noticed, even my wife, when she was, she had about 4,000 songbirds, she's like, oh, I'm going to mint 2 when you launch. It gave her excitement because she's like, I hope I mint a Zeus, right? And she didn't. She ended up minting 2 standard ones. But it creates that excitement, and that's what we're trying to do, because Spark, the project, is about excitement. It's about sharing. It's about giving. So I think that people that are minting the Zeuses end up getting a bit more of unique traits, so that way they can get rewarded. But at the same time, we wanted to add a bit of a meaning to it. So I think there is a bit of a formula to the Zeuses. I will share the first formula, which is obviously to get a Zeus bonus, you need to have a cloud. So anyone who mints an NFT, a Sparktan, and has a cloud in the background, which is a white cloud, that will be the first foot in the door for your Zeus. And then each additional trait that comes on, for example, the second one would be the hair, the golden looking hair, that's Zeus's hair, is your second one. I don't want to reveal too much, but yeah, each one of those little traits, people, I think someone can hack it, like they'll know how it works. Eventually we'll be sharing all that info. It's not hidden info, but we're just trying to keep it exciting for people. But each additional trait that gets added to the Zeus is an additional point. And then eventually at the end, you'll see the final one, which is like a songbird. There's a little golden bird, which is 1 of 1. So whoever ends up minting that one will get the highest, obviously, ranking, which is 1,111,101. But the exciting part, I think, which actually surprised me, because when I created all the traits for the Zeuses, it was long ago, so I forgot where everything sits. So when I found out that somebody minted it at number 888 mint, they ended up minting the Zeus, I believe, Zeus level 7, which was 777,000. Yeah. So
yeah, and there's only 2 of those.
That was done There's only 2 of those, right? So imagine that. That was done. I forgot because it's done so long ago that it was number 888, and whoever minted the 888, lucky bugger, because they got that one, and it was only 1 of 2, and then they got the 777,777 points. So I didn't do it in a way that's putting everything out after 5,000 or after 7,000 is when they're getting the points. I've scattered them around to be fair to everyone, so everyone has the equal opportunity to maybe mint one.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's have some fun right now. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to mint one live right here. So we're going to go to,
awesome.
Yeah, so hey, you know what? Wish me luck. It's like there's a chance still for that Zeus 8. So let's go here to mint.sparkcoin.io. As you can see right now, there's been 2,507 that have been minted. And just actually, you know what? We're only going to mint one right now, but tell us a little bit more. How do you pronounce that for the bonus points for the 5x and the 10x? Is it Agogi or Agog?
From researching Google, it was like Agogay, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. So please don't roast me. Whoever's listening to this, don't roast me. And then the other one is
Phalanx, right?
something
Yep.
like Phalanx. Yeah, something along those lines. So those 2 names have a special meaning as well. So that's why we chose those names. But yeah, go ahead and try your luck.
Thanks. So yeah, for everyone listening, listen. Right now it's going to be 2,200 or 2,222 SGB to mint 1. If you mint 5 at a time, you actually get a Goge bonus of 33,000 points, and then if you do a Phalanx, which you mint 10 at a time, it's actually an additional 77,000. Correct, Neb?
100% correct.
Okay. So, all right, let's roll the dice here, and we're going to mint 1, and let's go for it. Oh, and it says I have insufficient funds. What is going on? Hang on. We were so ready for this. Oh, okay, here we go. It's connected.
Okay.
I wasn't connected to the right wallet. All right, let's try it again. And let's see. Okay, we have minted it. And actually, you know what? We're going to go to Sparkles and take a look and see what we have. And I apologize, Neb, for you can't see what we're doing here, but we're just gonna go.
That's fine. That's fine.
We're gonna go. You can look back at it in a little bit and then see what we did here. Oh, let's see.
I think that's the interesting part, is the people are so quick to mint and they just want to view it straight away. And they're telling me, like, Neb, why didn't you create a way that we could view it straight away? We don't want to go to... I'm like, man, this is part of the excitement. You know, if I make everything easy for everyone, it's like it takes the excitement away. And I think this is the journey of minting. So it's like you mint it and you know, you're waiting for Sparkles to load it, or you want to look at your Bifrost wallet and just keep refreshing. People are just like hitting the refresh button to see if they've minted a Zeus. We don't want to take that excitement away, although it does create another layer of work, but it's all part of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just still waiting for it to, like you said, I'm still waiting for it to come up. But one more question too is, or a couple more questions. Tell us about the whale alert that you put on, or that's here for these, for the NFTs.
Yeah. So I think I put a big, huge little whale alert at the bottom of the page. Reason being is we don't want the people, our community, to have the wrong impression of our project, right? And think this could be like a great opportunity to, you know, make money or a get rich quick scheme or something like that. So a way to sort of deter people, we decided to put a little disclosure to say, hey, you know, anything above 10 in a wallet, you know, you will not be getting the bonus, right? We made it a little bit harder for them, for whales, to be able to mint a large amount in one wallet. So they have to, if there's a smart whale out there, they'll probably end up creating like several wallets and then putting 10 in each one and getting the phalanx bonus in each one. But we just try to make it difficult for them, because our intention is not, you know, to market this project based on the Spark tokens. If, for example, somebody likes our artwork and they think it's a, you know, it's a cool piece of art that they want to put part of their collection, and, you know, as part of that, they'd like to support our Spark project, which is the tipping platform. These are the type of people that we are after, you know, people that want to support the project. But we don't want to encourage people to be like, okay, I'm going to mint 100 or I'm going to mint 30, and hopefully when your Spark token launches, I can flip it and, you know, make myself X amount of thousands of dollars, right? That's not who we're targeting, because that's not the intention of the project. The Spark token should be looked at as a bonus, because it has zero value, like literally no value when it's going to hit the wallet of the holder. And that's the message we wanted to get across. So I did see a few people saying, oh, we hope that the token is worth a lot, you know. That's not the intention for us. So we don't know where it can go. It's all up to the community where we take this thing. And, you know, if you love the artwork, if you think it's cool, I'm more than happy for you to mint one, but please don't get FOMO and get carried away and mint like crazy, because you're expecting to make, you know, thousands of dollars out of it.
No, that makes total sense. Now I'm actually, I forgot, I minted it into like my other wallet, which has already like 18 different Sparktan NFTs. So I don't really know which one that looked at. So does it show the number based on like what you minted? Like, so if I was 2,700, is that what it will show?
Yes. So your one would be, for example, I think you told me that you were 2507.
Correct.
So if you look for that number somewhere in your collection, you might find it. If not, you can just pick one randomly and we can take.
Right. So we'll just take a look at it real quick here. So as you can see here, everyone, these are all my Sparktans.
Congratulations, actually, on your 18. You've got 18. Congratulations, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have two in my collection. I actually have two Zeus. I have a Zeus 1 and a Zeus 2. So, which is actually really awesome. So what's that?
Could we do me a favor? Can we click into one of those Zeuses? Maybe try to click on the Zeus 2.
Yeah, actually, let me see.
If it's not too difficult.
No. I'm doing it right now. So I have, we're looking at it right here. So
beautiful. So this would be a perfect example, I think, to show our viewers what a Zeus looks like. So as you can see around that particular Zeus, you can see the clouds in the background. And also, if that's a Zeus 2, I'm just visualizing that it would have the golden looking hair of the Zeus. And that is considered a Zeus 2. So if you look at the Sparkles properties, and then you scroll down and have a look at the property, and it tells you, you should see a level. It will tell you level 2. And it'll say Zeus. And yep, beautiful. So just that is a way to find out what level your Zeus is.
Yeah, he's like, his hairstyle is beige Zeus.
Perfect.
Yeah,
beige Zeus. And then you've got the clouds.
Correct. Yeah, this is the one. This one's number 369. So that one's also got some numerology there too. But
awesome. So, did you have any questions on that?
No. This is actually, like I said, I actually learned more than I thought I would from talking to you. You know, it's like I love, you know, doing the research into this. It's like this is actually getting me more excited now, and now I got to go give blood or plasma or something to, you know, get more money to mint more NFTs. But Ned, before I let you go, is there anything else that you have you guys have going on in the pipe, or there's any kind of like fun announcements or news that you have upcoming regarding the project?
Yes. Definitely something to be aware about, right? So it's very important. Like I said, this is going to be extremely important information that we'll be sharing very soon with our community regarding the remaining airdrop and the remaining NFTs. So please, you know, our diehard community are always literally on our Discord. We highly recommend, you know, if you're a Sparktan or thinking about becoming a Sparktan, jump on our Discord and just, you know, you don't have to be active, just jump on there, keep it there for information, because we share valuable information on there first, and then we share it across to Twitter. So there is an advantage of being part of the Sparktan Discord community. And there's an opportunity to meet with myself. You can talk to our dev. Our dev is there. His name is Shiraz. And you've got some commanders there as well that you can ask any questions. So, you know, we're all one community. We like to support one another. That's very important, I think, to do. And another thing definitely keep in mind is that the Spark project is going to start off as a tipping platform. That's the goal. But please don't keep in mind that we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into that category. That's something that's starting off as a tipping platform, but eventually, who knows where we could take this, right? So, you know, we're excited because we've got a lot of players who'd like to collaborate with us, and you notice already people are collaborating with us within our community, which is very exciting. But that's just the beginning for us, because at the end of the day, we are all one Flare community. We'd like to support one another and bring each other up, I guess. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the projects that have been supporting us from day one, and a shout out to all the projects that are thinking about supporting us in the future as well. So we're very, very excited for that.
All right. Well, Neb, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me and to talk to the community more about the Sparktans and Sparkcoin project, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. We can't wait to see what else happens down the line, especially when Flare launches. So thank you again. We appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you around on crypto Twitter, my friend.
Thank you very much, my brother Don. And again, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I love your YouTube channel. Can you please share your YouTube channel with the viewers, just so that way, you know, they know where to find you as well? Because like I said, I follow you. I love your channel. I love what you're doing for our community. So major props to you, and thank you for your support as well.
Thank you so much. And yeah, for those of you wanting to know and you just kind of ran into this, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to my crypto playground. And I will have all the links for the Sparkcoin project, the Sparktans, NFT Discords, all that in the description below. So thanks again, Neb, and have a great night.
You too, buddy. Take care. All the best.
Bye-bye.